The Borzoi, originally called the Russian Wolfhound, can be traced back to 1650 Russia when the first standard for a breed was written. The breed standard of today is not much different from that long ago description of the perfect Borzoi. The elegant, aristocratic dogs were bred by Russian nobles to hunt wolves. The dogs used to develop the Borzoi are thought to have been Russian bearhounds, coursing hounds from Tartary, and the old Char, a tall sheepdog. Another theory is that the Arabian Greyhounds were crossed with heavy-coated Russian dogs. The American Kennel Club recognized the breed in 1891, and the name was changed from Russian Wolfhound to Borzoi in 1936. The Akita originated on the Japanese island of Honshu in the rugged, cold, mountainous Akita prefecture, from which he takes his name. The dogs helped hunters seek out and bring down big game such as boar, elk, and the Yetso bear. A pair of Akitas would work as a team, with the male biting the beast and the female biting at it from behind. Their job was to keep the animal at bay until the hunters arrived to dispatch it. The Akitas also guarded family members and property. The Japanese government declared the Akita a natural monument in 1931. Akitas became known in the United States after an inspirational speaker and writer, Alan Keller, visited Japan on a speaking tour in 1937 and was presented with an Akita puppy. That puppy died of distemper, but Keller acquired another one who was her companion for the next decade. Unfortunately, World War II jeopardized the Akita's existence. Many were killed for food or for their fur. Enough survived though, and the breed was revived after the war. It was especially popular with American servicemen, many of whom brought the dogs back after a tour of duty in Japan. Those dogs became the foundation of the breed in the United States. The Borzoi has a gentle spirit. His personality ranges from serious to silly. As a companion, you can expect him to be clean, quiet, sensible, and smart. He's also stubborn, but don't let him fool you into thinking he can be trained. That might be what he wants you to think, but with the right motivation, he's more than willing to please. You just have to offer him the right inducement, usually food, and let him know that you love him and will never put him in harm's way. And also, don't bore him with repetition. You'll lose his attention fast. A Borzoi is large and may appear menacing to those who don't know him, but he's not much of a watchdog. His attitude towards strangers varies from aloof to friendly, but in general he's trusting towards people and not suspicious. He might let you know that a stranger is in the vicinity, but it's unlikely he would attack someone. This is not a high-energy dog. Although activity levels vary, the typical Borzoi prefers a quick sprint to long-distance running, and afterwards he'll be ready to recline on your most comfortable sofa. If you want to spend the day in bed reading and eating chocolates, the Borzoi is happy to join you there. The Akita is a powerful and independent dog with a bold nature. He's devoted and protective of his family, especially children, but aloof towards strangers and potentially aggressive towards dogs he doesn't know. He can mistake the high-pitched screams and rough play between children as actual fighting and step in to protect them if he's not supervised. Early and frequent socialization are essential to help him develop the confidence and discrimination he needs to recognize what is a threat and what is normal. Unlike many other Spitz breeds, the Akita is not known for barking, which makes him attractive to apartment dwellers, but that does not detract from his abilities as a watchdog. He's highly protective, and when he does bark, you should pay attention. The Akita is not the type of dog to follow his people around, but he likes knowing where they are and spend time with them. Other people, he's just not that into them. This intelligent but independent dog can be a challenge to train. The Akita is not going to do something just because you want him to. You have to earn his respect. He responds well to clicker training and positive reinforcement techniques such as play, praise, and food rewards, but he also likes to do things his own way. To be successful, you must be patient and willing to try many different methods to see which works. Find an experienced trainer who has an extensive bag of tricks. Keep training sessions short and fun so the Akita doesn't get bored. Gradual training works best with this breed. Don't try to cram too many concepts into his head at once. On the plus side, Akitas are a fastidious breed, making them easy to house train. Akitas can get along well with other animals when they're raised by them since puppyhood, but they do best when other dogs in the home are of the opposite sex. They will go after unknown animals who come onto their property, and they won't back down from the fight if another dog initiates a throwdown. Before we continue, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, as it would mean a lot. Thanks. Any dog, no matter how nice, can develop obnoxious levels of barking, digging, counter-surfing, and other undesirable behaviors if he is bored, untrained, or unsupervised. Any dog can be a trial to live with during adolescence. Start training your puppy the day you bring him home. Even at 8 weeks old, he's capable of soaking up everything you can teach him. Don't wait until he's 6 months old to begin training, or you will have a more headstrong dog to deal with. If possible, get him into puppy kindergarten class by the time he's 10 to 12 weeks old and socialize. However, be aware that many puppy training classes require certain vaccines like kennel cough to be up to date, and many veterinarians recommend limited exposure to other dogs in public places until puppy vaccines, including rabies, distemper, and parvovirus, have been completed. In lieu of formal training, you can begin training your puppy at home and socializing him amongst family and friends until the puppy vaccines are completed. Talk to the breeder, describe exactly what you're looking for in a dog, and ask for assistance in selecting a puppy. Breeders see the puppies daily and can make uncannily accurate recommendations once they know something about your lifestyle and personality. All dogs have the potential to develop genetic health problems, just as all people have the potential to inherit a particular disease. Run and don't walk from any breeder who does not offer a health guarantee on puppies, who tells you that the breed is 100% healthy and has no known problems, or who tells you that her puppies are isolated from the main part of the household for health reasons. A reputable breeder will be honest and open about health problems in the breed and the incidents with which they occur in their lines. Borzoi are typically healthy, but they have the potential to develop some genetic health conditions, including a neck condition called wobbler syndrome, heart disease, and eye problems such as cataracts and progressive retinal atrophy. Some Borzoi may have an abnormal response to certain anesthetic drugs or to the stress of hospitalization. The Borzoi Club of America, which is the American Kennel Club parent organization for the breed in the United States, participates in a program operated by the Canine Health Information Center (CHIC). To obtain CHIC certification for a typical Borzoi, breeders must submit heart and thyroid evaluations from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals, the University of Missouri DNA test for degenerative myelopathy, and certifications from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation that the eyes are healthy. Optional test results that can be submitted are OFA hip and elbow evaluations. In Akitas, the health problems you are most likely to encounter are hip dysplasia, an eye disease called progressive retinal atrophy that causes blindness, an immune disorder called acquired myasthenia gravis, von Willebrand disease, an immune system disorder that affects the skin, and sebaceous adenitis, a disease that ends in total hair loss. The Akita Club of America participates in the Canine Health Information Center, a health database. Before individual Akitas can be issued a CHIC number, breeders must submit hip evaluations from the Orthopedic Foundation for Animals, or PIN-HIP, an OFA thyroid evaluation, eye test from the Canine Eye Registry Foundation, and optional certifications that are recommended but not required are OFA patella and elbow evaluations. Breeders must agree to have all test results, positive or negative, published in the CHIC database. A dog need not receive good or even passing scores on the evaluations to obtain a CHIC number, so CHIC registration alone is not proof of soundness or absence of disease, but all test results are posted on the CHIC website and can be accessed by anyone who wants to check the health of a puppy's parents. A good breeder will be able to discuss the prevalence of all health problems in her dog's lines, those with and without genetic screening tests, and how puppy buyers make an informed decision about health risks to their dog. Don't fall for a dishonest breeder's sales pitch. If the breeder tells you she doesn't need to do those tests because she's never had any problem in the lines, her dogs have been vet checked, or any of the other excuses bad breeders have for skimping on the genetic testing for their dogs, walk away immediately. Careful breeders screen the breeding dogs for genetic diseases and breed only the healthiest and best looking specimens. But sometimes Mother Nature has other ideas and a puppy develops one of those diseases despite good breeding practices. Advances in veterinary medicine means that in most cases the dogs can still live a good life. If you're getting a puppy, ask the breeder about the ages of the dogs in their lines and what they died of. Remember that after you've taken a new puppy into your home, you have the power to protect him from one of the most common health problems in dogs, obesity. Keeping your dog in an appropriate weight is one of the easiest ways to extend his life. Make the most of your preventive abilities to help ensure a healthier dog for life. The Borzoi's long, silky coat can be flat, wavy, or even a little curly. Although it looks glamorous, it's not especially difficult to care for. It's resistant to dirt and mud, which just drops off when the coat dries. Brush the coat weekly with a pin brush, but be sure to check for mats behind ears and in the area where the legs meet the body. Bathe the Borzoi only as needed. Borzois shed heavily. Regular brushing will help keep those hair off your furniture, floors, and clothing. Brush the Akita's double coat weekly to keep it clean and remove dead hair. During spring and fall shedding seasons, daily brushing will help to keep their excess hair under control. In addition, trim his nails as needed, brush his teeth, and keep the ears clean to prevent infections. The rest is basic care. Trim the nails as needed, usually once a month, and good dental hygiene is important, so brush the teeth frequently for good overall health and fresh breath. Check the ears weekly for dirt, redness, or bad odor that can indicate an infection. If the ears look dirty, wipe them out with a cotton ball dampened with a gentle ear cleaner recommended by your veterinarian. It's best to introduce your dog to grooming at an early age so he will accept it gracefully. Alright guys, which one do you think you'll get? Tell me down in the comments.